I don't know what I said.
I just said like.
Hi, I'm Clara Wagner, and I'm here with Talk Back for Teens, and this is our youth forum on smoking. I'm here with my co-host Joe and 3 youth. So I'll start off. Joe, would you like to introduce yourself and your organization?
Sure. So I work with the American Lung Association. Our local program is called Smoking Health Action Coalition of Monroe County, and we have a youth action component called Reality Check. And what I do is I run that program and establish groups throughout Monroe County for kids 13 to 18 years of age.
Thanks. And then you guys, do you want to start off with your names and the school you go to and the grades that you're in?
My name is Christian. I'm 16 years old and I go to a Rochester Academy Charter School.
My name is Demetrius. I go to Integrated Arts and Technology and I'm in 12th grade.
My name is Asada. I go to World of Inquiry and I'm in the 8th grade.
Could you tell me a little bit about the group that you guys are here with?
Yes, we're the Youth Voice One Division, the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. We gather with the mayor, the commissioner, and other city officials, and with the other YVOV members from each rec center. They report to us things they have been doing and the stuff they recommend to happen in their community, and our job is to take what they tell us to the mayor and see what we can gather up and do.
Very cool. Thanks. So like I said, today we are talking about smoking, and just to start off with, one of the big things that people talk about with smoking is kind of where the information comes from, because there's a lot of educational programs like Joe's that work to give kids information, and then there's also tobacco marketing that is a source of information, and whatever you get from people you know and people you see. So just to start off, like, where do you guys feel like you have gotten your information on smoking?
Television.
Yes.
A lot of television.
In stores, just out there, like corner stores.
Yeah.
And most of them
actually reality, like seeing it daily.
Yeah.
Right.
I know people that smoke, so yeah.
Social media.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And when you're seeing it in those contexts, you feel like you're just seeing it being used and seeing it being promoted predominantly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot. Yep. Ads. Coupons, anything.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've received any information that's like dangers of smoking, or I don't know, kind of like representing the other side of things?
Definitely. Yeah. Recently, a lot more.
Yeah.
Within like the last 2 years, I would say.
Okay.
Commercials on TV.
Okay. And mostly that's like mostly
Yeah.
the funded commercials on TV?
You'll see probably like ads or something, like billboards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then, so you guys mentioned that a lot of it just does come from reality and people that you know who smoke. So I'm assuming you guys do know people who smoke. So kind of how is smoking a part of your guys' lives, since you guys are all non-smokers?
Well, me personally, like my grandma, knew her. She smoked for basically most of her life, and my grandfather too. And she recently, within the last 5 years, she passed away from cancer because of the smoking and everything.
Me is my father. He smokes all the time. I tell him not to stop smoking. He smokes so much that his room is downstairs. I can smell the smoke coming upstairs. I always tell him that cigarette could be the death of you, but he said he smoked all his life, and he tried so hard to quit smoking. He'll stop like for a week, and then he end up smoking again. But hey,
My father used to smoke, but he quit probably around like a couple years ago, and now it's mostly like my aunts and uncles. If we go to like family functions or like, I don't know, stuff like that, then it's like I'll always see them smoking, and it's like they know that it's not good, but it's just like it's easy to get addicted to.
Right. With those adults in your guys' life, do you feel like that it's something that you guys talk to them about, or that they talk to you about, or is it something that you've just grown up with and is around and that doesn't really get discussed?
It definitely gets discussed, but I don't know if it's like, like a serious conversation. More like, you should stop smoking, instead of like there should be an action being taken.
Got it.
it's not a big discussion, but hey, I'll say, this can happen. What's the effects to it? And it never got into a very serious conversation.
Like they said, I'll bring it up to my family members just as a reminder, like, I know about these things and you should not be doing that. And it's talked about, but it's not like changed. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And what do you guys feel like it has a big, little, no effect on you? I know you said you lost your grandma partially because of that, so of course that's an effect. But I don't know if either like health effects or anything like that you're worried about, or if you feel like growing up it's made you kind of see smoking as more socially acceptable or anything like that.
I mean, I don't like it. It's not something I like to be around at all. In my family, like in my household, there's nobody that smokes, so it doesn't affect me, but I know it affects people around me.
Mm-hmm.
It affects me because then I smell it all the time with my father, and I hate the smell of it, like I really do. And I see all these ads about secondhand smoke, so I have to tell them, if you do have to smoke, you smoke it outside, or you have a little porch, indoor porch, you smoke it there. But yeah, smoking affects me, affects everybody in the house.
I feel like it doesn't really affect me because my mom, she's not with that. She will not allow anybody to be smoking inside her house. If there's a function, maybe someone needs smoke, they go outside. And but I do worry about my little cousin, stuff like that, like secondary smoke, as he said, and like that's a big issue.
Mm-hmm. Joe, do you have anything to add in terms of households with parents who smokes and the effect that has on kids, either like physically or kind of the more mental side of it?
Well, kids who have family members or friends who smoke are more likely to try smoking or to actually smoke themselves. Do you guys know the average age of a new smoker in New York State? Like, if you had to guess, what would you say?
15.
13.
12.
Well, those are actually all good guesses. It's actually 13.
I would have guessed a lot higher.
13. It's because, like what you guys talked about, the tobacco marketing, like when you go in a convenience store,
You just see
the
it.
coupons, the candy-flavored products, the e-cigs, which is big. Convenience stores near schools actually have 3 times more tobacco products and tobacco marketing as compared to stores away from schools, and that's because there's more kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Scary. And so looking at the kids, do you know kids who smoke, or is it just the adults?
I only know adults that smoke.
Okay.
Or recently smoke. They don't smoke as much anymore. Like my father, he recently quit smoking. So yeah.
I know a few teens that smoke. Usually, like he said, a lot of stores near our school, Franklin, but teens about 18 and above, so they'll have a quick cigarette or a Black and Mild before they go into school. So yeah, I know a few that smoke.
I don't know any kids that smoke. Only adults.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry. I do. I forgot. Black and Mild. I know a lot of people around my neighborhood and everything.
Okay. Okay. So you're saying because of like the 18 and over law in terms of like buying tobacco products, do you find that like the kids that you know who smoke are above that age limit?
Say that one more time.
So like the kids that you know who smoke, are they above 18?
Yes, a few of them are, but the ones that are younger, probably like 16, 17, 15, they'll have the 18-year-old go buy it.
Okay.
And then they'll share it around and things like
Definitely.
that. Yep. And I want a quick question. Is it really 12 cigarettes and 1 Black and Mild?
I don't know if it's 12 exactly, but 1 Black and Mild is equivalent to multiple cigarettes.
Oh my god.
Same thing with like an hour of a hookah is equivalent to like 75 cigarettes or some crazy number like that. So it's not
good.
a safe alternative. And same with e-cigs. People think that's like a new safe device that'll help you quit smoking, or that it's not as bad. And we're finding out more and more, and it's actually harmful. It contains 5 to 12 more times formaldehyde, which is a chemical used to like embalm dead animals. So soon the FDA will be regulating e-cigs, hookahs, and all that. So we'll have more long-term, studies coming out to share with people.
Okay.
What do you guys find with kind of like, at least what I've found with youth around me is that like e-cigs and vaping are kind of like the new cool thing. So in your guys' communities, is that what you found, or is it still more like traditional cigarettes?
I've seen a few people that actually do use the e-cigs instead of smoking, or they'll have Black and Milds, but E-cigs, yeah, I've recently definitely seen those.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a few teams in my school with e-cigs. Usually, they're easier to get in school than cigarettes. Like I see a kid come out of the bathroom with an e-cig. Yeah, so I can see that.
Not me. I never see any kids with e-cigs or regular cigarettes. It's mostly adults.
Okay. With the e-cigs, I know with me personally, like one of the things is like, so in terms of like, we were talking about where you get the information on smoking, and I'm with you guys that like you get information on kind of like more traditional cigarettes through like billboards, TV, whatever. Do you feel like you've gotten any information on e-cigs?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
I listen to the radio a lot.
Okay.
On the radio, there's always ads about e-cigs and stuff like that.
Promoting them or, okay.
Talking about how it's better than regular cigarettes and stuff like that.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know where anybody gets them from. Like I
Okay.
haven't seen it
I
at
have
all.
no clue about e-cigs.
At all.
I just know what it is. I don't know any information about them.
Okay. Why have you guys made the decision to not smoke? And do you feel like that's something that has, really been like a big part of your life, that decision, or is it kind of just what naturally happened? And do you think that decision will ever change?
I was already raised like about like that's just, to me it's just nasty. Like I know it also kills you. Like I don't see why to set myself up for failure. Like there's no point.
My decision on not smoking is because life's too short, and cigarettes. I think I heard that one cigarette kills, like, what is it, like 10 minutes off your lifespan, something like that. So I feel like if I smoke cigarettes, then my life will be a lot shorter. And I do some sports and everything, so I can't do that while doing sports.
Like Christian said, it's just nasty. In some classes, they're talking about more ingredients that are in cigarettes and stuff like that. And there's a lot of disgusting things in cigarettes, and like, I would just never do that. Especially, I'm very athletic, and like I'm always doing something that would just not help at all with anything.
Yeah, definitely. What do you find? Do you have any comment on kind of the difference between like kids who start smoking, like people who start smoking in their teens and people who don't, and like, I don't know, like the rates that they end up smoking more long term?
Well, 90% of smokers start before the age of 18, and that's just around the U.S., so not just in New York State. And in New York State, the average age of a new smoker, like we talked about earlier, is 13. So if kids are going to smoke, they usually tend to do it at a younger age. And like I said earlier, kids who smoke, usually their parents smoke or their friends, so they're more enticed to try it. And tobacco, well, nicotine is addictive, so if they try it, they usually become addicted. And a majority of smokers actually want to quit. It's just, it's so hard. It takes at least 7 tries for a smoker to successfully quit, they found. Like, it takes multiple attempts. It's not just a quick fix. Usually it's, multiple tries, and eventually, hopefully, they'll be successful.
Yeah. You said one of your parents quit, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad.
Okay, so do you guys have any comments on, like, did you really get a perspective on what that experience was like for them, or did they try a lot of times and quit, or kind of like what led them to making that commitment?
My father recently, like my grandfather recently he got cancer also, so that led for my father. It really hit him hard, so he wanted to quit already, so it just helped him out a lot more.
My dad never really reflected any of that in the house. Maybe he, like, I don't know, like, I never saw how he would act, but like in like commercials, stuff like comes on TV about like smoking, stuff like that, they talk about how it makes you feel sick and how it makes your head hurt and really bad things, but I never really saw that. I just knew that he quit.
Cool. What do you guys, either with adults or with kids, or maybe it's different, what, if there is one, do you feel like is kind of like the relationship between cigarettes and or other drug use or drinking?
I think that cigarettes and drugs, drinking, and a lot of foods, they're all related in that addicting category. Like, they all have things that will get people hooked on it, and like if they're depressed or if they just need something, then they're just gonna rely on that because they just go straight to that solution.
Those things are very bad for you, but I also will say that they all once heard that in some way or form everything's bad for you if you have too much of something, or one thing is worse than the other. But according to cigarettes, drinking, all that stuff, it's even worse because then you know it's bad for you and you're continuing to do it. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same.
They said it all basically.
Yeah. I'm just curious. Do you guys have, like, do you feel like it's often, I don't know if you know, that people will start smoking and then they'll kind of go to those other things like drinking, other drugs, you mentioned even like some foods, or do you feel like people start with one of those other things and then smoking is like one of the progressions? And I don't know if you have any statistics on that either.
I'm not really sure. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
not
like
either, but
I'm not sure if it like has a correlation. Like maybe they start to smoke. I think it's just like whatever they choose, like what they feeling.
I feel that some people it do got some way, because I heard people say that I only smoke when I drink or stuff like that. So with some people, it can have some type of correlation, but I don't know if it goes from drinking to smoking to drinking to smoking to everything. Yeah.
I think that all of it, like since you said like it started at a younger age, is what they're influenced off of, but then also maybe peer pressure, like they might, or they're influenced by their friends because like they see this and then they just want to be part of that. And yeah,
our organization only focuses on tobacco, but speaking with different kids throughout the community, they do think or tend to see that, you know, smoking and drinking go together, or if they use a different drug, and then also like tobacco use. So at least locally, kids do think that there's kind of a correlation between those.
If you did have maybe like a close friend or something like that who started to smoke or was interested in starting to smoke, would you guys feel comfortable having conversations with them, or like how would you treat that?
We can be friends, but like just don't do it with me or around me. Like I'll try to tell you like that's not good, you shouldn't do it, but I can't control your actions. If you continue to do it, you know the consequences. It's all on you.
Mm-hmm.
Same with him. I'll just try, because then if you're my friend, I'll just try so hard so you not to smoke. But like he said, can't control someone, but I'll ask, don't do it around me, because then they say what your friends do, you might do, because then they're your peers. And
right. I agree with what both of them said, and I would not have any problem going up to my friend and telling them this is not right. Don't do it around me. Try to give them like websites or different like places they can go to try and quit, but like I don't really imagine myself being around those kind of people. I don't like that. Yeah, I just don't like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, guys. It's been a really good discussion. I appreciate you guys being here, and I think what you guys do in your organization is really good. And do you guys have a website or anything where people can check out more?
our website is www.cityofrochester.gov/YVOV.
And then how can people learn more about what you do?
Well, if you want more information about Reality Check, we do have a website, www.realitycheckofnewyork.com, and then we also have a Facebook and Twitter page, just Reality Check of Monroe County. Just search that and it'll pop up.
And then for Talkback for Teens, you can visit our website, which is talkbackforteens.com. We've got lots of good stuff on there, including our previous episode, which was also on smoking. It was Asking an Expert with Joe and some representatives of an organization called the Truth Campaign. So you can check that out. Thanks for joining us. This is Clara Wagner, and this has been the Youth Forum. You can join the discussion at talkbackforteens.com.
Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move aside
So I can't crack my back like that.
Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through.
The desk.
Move aside,
So you can like
let the man
push
go
back
through.
on the on the
Let man
desk,
go
and then like my back can crack.
If I stole somebody else's wave to fly up, and if I rose up
I got Netflix. I hate commercials now.
Me too.
some kind of verb,
Cigarette butts, because that's one thing I was wondering.
thing, something unseen.
Are you sure?
Mind is motioning to right.